try this again.
Motherfucker.
Y'all ready again?
Hit the goddamn button.
Please do. All right.
I see it.
We back at it.
Goddamn it, come on.
Good Lord.
As you see where it's going.
We already see where it's going to be at, man. What's going on, everybody? Again. Welcome to another episode of Man Listen. I'm your host, Reggie Classic. And I got the fellas here with me. I got Mike here.
Hey.
Ty's here.
What's up with y'all?
Keith is in the building.
Yo.
And we have a special guest tonight. Our ace, our muscle, the enforcer, know what I'm saying?
Fight Cleasy.
Fight Club, you know what I'm saying? Straight up.
Country boxing himself.
Motherfucking Bart Brawler.
One thing you don't talk about is Bart Club.
That's it. Leave this man the fuck alone when you see him. We got Dave in the building, man.
What's happening,
Dave?
How y'all doing, man?
Doing all right, brother. Doing all right. I'm glad you can join us.
Yeah,
here to talk a little shit with us.
I appreciate the invite.
Oh, good, man. But how you fellas doing? Everybody all right?
Can't complain.
I'm cool, man.
Better than LeBron.
No, I mean it ain't really nothing. It's bad, but it ain't bad. So we may or may not get into this story, but we went to the Pumpkin Nights in Santa Rosa.
Yeah,
I was on daycare, so.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
Daycare
So
day.
on the thing, right? You gotta go to the website and scan your ticket. I opened my browser. Forgot I had an adult film.
Really?
Yes.
Hey, so I approached the lady like hella arrogant, like, yeah, let me go ahead and get my ticket. She said, oh my. I said, and all them was already in the gate. And I'm like, oh shit. My damn porn was still up. My bad.
Never mind this, you know.
Yeah, I flipped back.
Itty bitty bitches and big black niggas.
Only Mike.
She seen the little. I was watching a cool little lesbo scene. You know what I'm saying? It was
A cool little scene.
So,
girl on girl is a good
if Mike hands you his phone,
category.
Never heard.
touch it with a hazmat suit.
Hold on, I don't beat the bishop with my phone in my hand. Wait a minute.
Oh, you put a kickstand up? You had to sit on the stand?
Find a little spot.
Yeah.
Fix my pillow just right so that motherfucker sit. Yeah, it was kind of embarrassing, but it's one of those things that only happened to me. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Only people like you are reckless with their porn, clearly.
I mean,
Reckless.
that was my bad. So
To make you feel better, I had a porn on my phone one time, and my phone connected to the car.
Oh,
So you know,
you hit play, nigga?
It was already playing, but I forgot. I didn't realize it was still playing in my back pocket. And you know what I'm saying? You hear she come off the speakers, I'm like, oh shit! My daughter in the car, like,
That is definitely not a Swiss Beach track.
turn radio off.
Christ, Todd.
Some didn't be.
So I feel your pain, sir. I feel your
Jesus
pain.
Christ, Todd.
All right, well, if you've ever been trumped, I think that'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, man. Everybody had a good weekend, man?
Yeah,
Man,
weekend was
going to
straight.
that interactive house of pumpkins.
Yeah, that shit was wild. That fucking nice.
Only downside about that is sitting in that goddamn traffic.
Oh,
Yeah.
They gotta find a better way to deal with this traffic.
that shit was terrible, man. Just trying to wait to get into the parking lot.
Man.
The best way to deal with this traffic is to leave this traffic. Shit ain't gonna do nothing but get worse, man. I swear to God.
Well, the whole thing of it was parking. There was plenty of parking, but it took forever and a day to get there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem.
Nigga felt like he was
Shit's like
going to a radio
Mirage.
game.
Then they had these. Then they had
Bart
these
to the
crossing
radio
guards that looked like they was on meth.
Here we go.
Oh.
Here we go.
Mike stole his water. Mike stole his water.
Stealing shit.
Hey, look, I did not steal the man's water,
Yeah,
but
That was his lunch.
Man, fam, check this
He
out.
stole the nigga's
The man.
livelihood.
So look, we walked past brother the first time going in, right? Now as we coming out, we went there for about an hour plus. We coming out, everybody's thirsty. The stands are starting to shut down. Park about to close. Mike say, this brother, he still got his water over here. I'm gonna take this.
So I mean, let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
He already been
That's a
peeing
felony
on
right there. You just already.
they not telling the whole
So look, we come out, right? Now, as we walked, because dude was like a crossing guard. It was that much traffic there.
Yeah,
Old
it
school type kindergarten ass crossing guard. He come out, he put his little sign up, protect us as we're crossing the street. Mike sees the brothers. Now the waters.
It's two waters.
Like 2 waters
It's
there.
3 waters.
I'm sorry. It's 3 waters there, right next to this nigga's bag lunch. So you know that shit was his for his food. This nigga Mike walk over there, pick that motherfucker up, and kept walking.
That's how you feel.
Hey, time out, boy.
So what's the whole story?
I asked him for the water.
When
we caught Irma heard. If we asked she heard me ask the man for his water. Because when y'all was at the popcorn stand, nobody had fucking water. Nobody had water.
Closing, yeah.
I was looking to buy one, but I couldn't
Did you
wait.
offer him any money for it?
I had no cash.
Mike was like,
I had no
already on the
cash.
clock. He don't need no more money. He already working. Exactly.
Yeah, attacked by a goddamn fentanyl zombie.
with the working man Timbos.
That brother out there trying to do his job to the best of his abilities.
I did not steal that man water, boy.
Yeah, it sure looked like you stole
it.
it.
Looked like I stole
Because
it.
you didn't even break stride when you picked it up.
That was a clean move. So had I stole it,
So you was just in stride with your shit.
had I stole it, it would have looked nice. It was.
All in all, he stole the water.
I didn't steal the fucking water.
So was it like when Dave Chappelle and what's it called? In a half baked. When he went on the date and re-up by putting his hand in homeless dude's cup. You heard that nigga's that money,
that's
money
Mike.
ring good?
It was very close.
It was close.
It was on par with that.
Yeah.
For
It
sure.
looked like you dropped $1
shit.
and picked up 3 instead.
Yeah, that was him.
That nigga.
He was a thief.
I ain't stealing.
But
Yeah.
all in all, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time, man.
That's what's up.
Nigga shoes got dusty as fuck, but
Yeah.
Other than that,
it was dope.
it was alright, man.
It was dope.
We was at fucking Lafayette, dusty little mother.
Yeah, we went to go eat afterwards, man. Niggas walked them motherfucking shoes, filthy as shit.
Nigga kickballing in dirt.
Yeah,
I say it looked like the night when we went paintballing.
yeah.
Nigga walked inside of Five Guys with a ski mask on.
Scared the shit out of everybody.
That was
Yeah.
Dave.
Hey, you
That
know.
was Dave that did that.
Oh, with the
mask on. Forgot he had it on. You know it was cold that night.
It was cold as shit. That
least
night.
he didn't
I
steal
didn't
nothing.
forget shit. It was
No.
cold.
Hey, but you scared them folk.
Fuck them.
See?
Hey, you
There
know.
you go.
Our muscle.
There you go.
All right, man. Y'all ready to get it going?
Let's go.
Yes.
Sir.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start off as always. We'll recap the week. It was a fairly slow fucking week, though. So,
Yeah.
So, all right, so I guess we'll start with the big story this week, man. LeBron catching some heat
Flamethrower.
right now. It's
Fire.
LeBron versus China, basically, right now,
And that's
versus
major.
America.
Which is one of his big markets.
Yeah, it's a lot of money involved. So,
A lot of money.
let's see how we can recap this story. Daryl Morey, right?
Daryl Moore. The GM
The
Rockets.
general manager of the Houston Rockets came out and made some disparaging tweets against the country of China. As far as their human rights thing that got going with Hong Kong, right? China didn't like that shit, man. They ain't like that shit at all.
Not at all.
So Maury deleted the tweets, but it was too late. We know how the Twitterverse works.
Yeah.
Once it's out there, the screenshots get snapped, nigga, it's over.
Oh,
Everybody's seen it. So now the players were going to play an exhibition game in China, correct?
Yes, sir.
And they were on the plane as Maury tweeted this. By the time they got off the plane, the Chinese government, which is a communist government, let's remind everybody of this, it's not our shit, it's their shit.
Communist.
By the time they were getting off the plane, Chinese officials had workers out there taking down all the NBA signs. Almost like you niggas ain't welcome here no
Right,
more.
turn the fuck around.
Seats taken, can't sit here.
Shit's over, B. So there was a whole hubbubaloo about Maury's tweets. Was he wrong for saying what he said about China and the human rights violations versus Hong Kong and all this shit going on, right? So now the focus is now on the NBA. What are y'all going to do? Are you going to punish Maury for making these comments? Or are we just going to act like, we down with, what I'm saying, violating human rights over there, but ain't our problem? How we gonna move? So, of course, coach and the players start getting asked these questions, right? Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich, smartly, I ain't got no comment on this shit. I'm not educated on it. What is the that is the white way of getting out of a lot of shit. So, but I also believe there was a memorandum passed out like, look here, y'all niggas better stop talking. Nobody say nothing about these Chinese folk. We ain't got no problem. We try to get billions of dollars.
Billions.
It's $1 for every person over there. It's 1 billion people over this motherfucker.
$1 billion.
So let's shut the fuck up. Don't nobody say nothing. We still trying to do big business with China, right?
As a Greyhound don't go across water.
No.
Cut that shit out, boy. Greyhound don't float, boy. Watch your damn mouth.
So Kerr said nothing. Popovich said nothing. Curry, they asked Curry about it. Basically saying, I'm not educated on it enough. I don't have enough information to give a real statement behind it. So I don't have nothing to say. But the social justice warrior right now is LeBron James, right? So the social justice warrior right now is LeBron James, right? And they asked LeBron about it, and his comments to me seemed like they were on par with everybody else's shit, but he caught the most heat. So basically, by having no comment or not really speaking to it the way people wanted him to, it almost looked like he was in line with China for the money, right? Now, Ty,
yes, sir.
I know you have been in all kind of motherfucking Facebook social battles over this topic.
That nigga is annoying on that.
He's staying in some fucking online beef.
I see this nigga online. I just kick back and watch the comments count up.
That's it.
Here we go.
You already know what's
Yeah,
gonna
that nigga be on shit like a pit bull on a pork chop. He ain't gonna let it go.
Here it comes, about man or woman. Nigga, you can catch this heat, ho.
Bitch, the kid is dumb. And I'm gonna tell you why.
So, let me ask you this, Ty.
Yes, sir.
Is LeBron wrong in his stance?
No.
Why?
Well, I go back to, and you got to look at the background information. You got to look at everything that's going on with America, with China. For example, America and China is in a trade war right now. So you don't want to mess up relations between that. That could definitely affect everybody in America. Of course, it could affect people in China, et cetera. And then you also got to know background about what's going on in China and Hong Kong, which right now, Hong Kong, first off, if people don't know, Hong Kong is a part of China, but their government runs independently of China. So they have like this weird ass.
It ain't that weird. No, it's similar to the French colonizing the Caribbean type of shit. You're under their rule, but your government's your government, but we still got the ultimate say so type of
Exactly.
shit. Right?
So it's sort of like that. And what's been happening is as China has regained Hong Kong, they regained Hong Kong, I believe, in like 2006, maybe, from England. As they regained Hong Kong, they have been actively trying to integrate Hong Kong into China. So they've been passing laws, they've been doing these different things. One of the laws that they just passed was this extradition law in which anybody who commits crime in Hong Kong will be extradited to China, to Beijing, where they will then be, prosecuted.
Decapitated.
Or that.
Right. And so, I mean, if you know, the Chinese government, their justice system, while people say it's crooked, whatever you want to, they do have one of the lowest criminal, like, ain't no crime in China because you die. You lose arm, you lose legs, you die.
Yeah.
Right? So there's almost no, like, their crime rate is like a percentage compared to ours, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Everybody should.
They
Right.
don't even carry guns really like
right,
that.
exactly. So you got this situation where Hong Kong and China are feuding about this situation, and Hong Kong, of course, they are democratic and they are speaking out. And so before the players went over to China, actually during the Olympics, because the Olympics was in there was a memorandum that was already sent out in which the players, the GMs, all these people that was going over was like, hey, we are not going to involve ourselves with these politics for this reason. We don't really know shit. We ain't trying to get involved. We don't want to speak on it. We don't want to make it look like America is back in Hong Kong, even if we are. And right now, the United States government is passing a law to help Hong Kong. But we not about to go out there and say that shit.
That ain't our
right.
Our run.
That's not our run. That's not our job. We going over here to play basketball. That's what we gonna do. And so, with that being said, if that information is true, and I believe it is true, Daryl Morey fucked this up. He fucked this up.
One tweet just fucked everything.
One tweet. I mean, literally, you tweeted, and that whole tweet, like Red said at the beginning, you know, they got to China. Man, they was ripping the posters down. Man, they said the people who were supposed to pick them up from there, they wasn't there. Right? Like, they didn't have no hotel rooms. Like, it was crazy to the point where Kyrie Irving stood up in the middle of a room and was like, yo, we need to take our ass the fuck home. Like, fuck this. Hey, this game ain't that serious. Let's get the fuck up out of here. Right. We gotta go, right? That didn't happen because they wanted to still play the game. They wasn't scared. And I mean, this is a serious situation. You know, Adam Silver didn't know if he was actually going to be able to get in the country. Yeah. Like, literally, he was waiting to see if they were going to allow him to come in the country, face scan, all the type of shit. You know, so it was real. With that being said, LeBron came back and he specifically said, like, hey, you know what? Morey was uneducated about the situation. Now, people got mad at him saying Morey is uneducated, and, you know, Morey went to MIT. He's a very, very smart dude. He's a person who made all the analytics and shit like that for the NBA. He's a very smart dude. So, you know, people got mad at him saying he's uneducated. Me, personally, I felt like LeBron James was trying to get a dude out. Like, hey, maybe you was uneducated about this shit because, nigga, you knew you was not supposed to say that shit. You knew you wasn't supposed to say that shit.
Especially with us over here.
Especially with us in the air, heading to China, right?
But this started when Nate was over there, though, right?
They hadn't got there yet.
No, not LeBron. I'm talking about Houston was over there.
Houston was over there.
And that's,
So Houston was on their way back. But they ain't got back.
But LeBron then was over there.
And they was over. They was coming over there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that part either.
I know Houston was just coming back from over there.
So actually, Wish Carlton was still there. Westbrook and Harden was still there. Because they was doing some work out there, some press, you know, and, you know, Harden is very, very big out there because of the Rockets, and, you know, the Rockets has this relationship with China. It has a relationship with China because of Yao Ming. So Daryl Morey does this, and like I say, he immediately takes it down, but you already see people already like Adam Silver, like, yeah, we respect his right to freedom of speech, and that's it. Right, the owner, the Houston owner, was like, nah, that's his thoughts and views. The Houston Rockets ain't sharing none of this shit. Right. We ain't politicians. We ain't talking about politics. We just want to play basketball, right? So the owner distanced himself from the whole situation. Now, Adam Silver went to China and basically pulled all the players together, the Lakers and the Nets, and basically told them, said, hey, this will look good if you guys go out and support Daryl Morey.
Really 3 minutes.
Right? Exactly. Throw the players. Hey, let the players do this. And LeBron James, being the person that he is, he speaks up for the rest of the players. He is like the older statesman for the league. He says, no. Y'all motherfuckers need to do something about Daryl Morey. Because y'all knew, we all knew what we were supposed to do out here. Right. Daryl Morey fucked it up. Y'all need to handle that. And we are not going to go out there and say nothing. Because we don't know nothing about this shit. We're not educated about it. My colleagues don't feel educated about it. So we're not going to do nothing. We're not going to say nothing. And so, with that being said, nobody spoke the whole time that we're in China. Nobody said anything. Now, of course, when he came back, you knew it was going to be questions. Yeah. And so, when that questions came up, LeBron explicitly stated, I am ignorant to what is going on in China. I do not understand the entire situation. Therefore, I am not going to speak about it. But Morey fucked up.
Okay, so
I will say that in
so many words. Morey fucked up.
So let me ask you this then, because a lot of people took that tweet as him not only not backing Morey, but also not backing freedom of speech, you know, the liberties that we have here, right? Yeah. So do you think that the freedom of speech that Morey has here in America, did LeBron go back on that? Did he throw Morey under the bus?
I'm not going to say throw him under the bus, but it's just more so like, bruh, you stepped in it on this one. Like, I'm gonna try to give you an out, saying I'm misinformed about the whole situation, but at the end of the day, I'm not fucking with you. Like, you gotta stand up and be a man and own these tweets. At the end of the day,
on these tweets,
you gotta own them.
You said that.
Honestly, once you said it, and then your boss said, "We not fucking with you." Like, them are yours. You gotta eat these.
Yeah, that's real.
Here's the thing.
Land on the sword.
We've heard
you
LeBron
have to.
James. LeBron James has been interviewed since he came back from China about three times. Right. We spoke about LeBron James. Who we have not seen interviewed is Daryl Morey.
No.
Right? The media has not got Daryl Morey out there, and Daryl Morey ain't getting his ass out there. He ain't getting out there. Right? And Adam Silver ain't commented on it either. He like, look, I'm done with this shit too, right? So, with that being said, I mean, I have no issue with the way LeBron handled it. You know, he could have probably worded it a lot better. Right. You know, I mean, he to me, his biggest mistake was actually holding a press conference while he was angry. Because you could tell he was pissed. You know what I'm saying? And if you hear about all the stuff that happened, you had, you know, people like, it was finances involved. And of course it was finances involved, right? Like, this is $1 billion industry over there. Right. But LeBron isn't necessarily going to be hurt by this. LeBron is damn near a billionaire. He's not going to be hurt by this. But you know who might be hurt? Alex Caruso, who probably was going to get, some type of endorsement or, an endorsement deal over there for maybe $1 million. He the one that's gonna get hurt because he only making $100,000 in the NBA.
Damn.
Okay, so let me play devil's advocate though, right? For the people who are upset with LeBron and as far as his stance, did LeBron sell out because of money? That's where it's being painted right now. Mm-hmm. You pick the money over your social justice. Over here, you speak out about every goddamn thing. You don't give a shit. Right? You out here, you had the Tamir Rice t-shirts on. You talked about, you know what I'm saying, taking knees and police brutality. You've done all that here, right? Did you say, I ain't going to say shit about them over there because that's where all the money's at? Is that the decision you made?
I mean, some people can say that. I mean, I feel like if you want to make that argument, you could. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, if you don't know what the fuck going on in China, you can't really stand up and speak about something you don't know what's going on. And I mean, and LeBron has shown that throughout history, throughout his time, as he has spoke about stuff. You mentioned the Tamir Rice thing. He didn't speak about the Tamir Rice thing, right? He spoke about the other guy got choked out in
Eric Gardner.
Eric Gardner. Mm-hmm. He spoke out about Eric Gardner.
I can't breathe, you sure?
Yeah, I can't breathe.
I can't breathe.
Had Tamir Rice.
You know, and he spoke out about the shit that happened in Miami,
right?
With the kid, Trayvon Martin, right? So those are things that he was familiar with and he was comfortable with speaking on, right? And then he speaks about education. He's comfortable with speaking about that. He spoke about police brutality. He's comfortable about speaking about those things, right?
Got another argument though.
So for me, if he's saying like I'm not like knowledgeable about that and I don't feel comfortable about that, I respect the fact that he doesn't go up there and like make himself look stupid. Like, oh, me speak about this and don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? So I respect that part. Now, do I feel like he should go educate himself about it? Probably, right? But is his responsibility to speak about something else that's happening in another country?
See, that's the problem. That's the issue because, sure, we have freedom of speech here. Mm-hmm. Them niggas over there don't.
They don't.
Ain't no freedom of nothing over there. Them motherfuckers is like North Korea. You say some shit bad about the government,
you get your head chopped off.
You gonna disappear for a minute, and you better hope you got kids.
Fall on the sword.
Yeah, it's that kind of shit. But here's the issue with LeBron, right? My problem with it is LeBron can't have it both ways. You can't say you're ignorant to the situation, but yet say Morey was out of line. Are you ignorant to it or not?
Mm.
Well, you got. What I'm saying is, if you're going to play the ignorant role,
you got to.
This is one of those things. You got to go full retard.
Full retard.
Okay, you got to.
But in the flip, he never said that Morey was wrong for what he said. He just said Morey shouldn't have tweeted it when he tweeted it. He said just don't do this shit right now.
No, I get that. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, you can't say maybe Morey was ignorant to what was going on, or not knowing.
Okay.
Nigga, then you know the ramifications, so you already have an idea of what it could be then.
Yep.
You're smart enough to know that. You're a businessman. You know business. That's why everybody figure out he taped out for the money. My thing is, this is what you're going to do? Say, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with none of that. I don't have no comments on none of that. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to play that role, I'm not educated enough. I'm ignorant to the whole impact of the whole. Stay with it.
Right.
Because wrote the whole shit. Because nobody will be mad at you. You say, man, I'm ignorant to all that shit going over there in China. I haven't really paid attention to it. I'm getting ready for a season. Nigga, flip it. I'm worried about the shit going over here in the States. We got this lady got shot over here. Motherfucker got hit. Flip it.
That's
You
real.
know how to do that.
That's real.
But you can't come out and be the face and be the elder statesman. Then say, hey man, I don't know nothing about that, but dude should have did that shit though.
Yeah.
It don't look right. So this, I mean, now motherfucker getting knocked off his pedestal as far as he ain't Muhammad Ali. Man, nobody give a fuck if he Muhammad Ali.
He wasn't Muhammad Ali anyway. So
Anyway,
It don't matter.
and none of these niggas going to jail for no cause they standing for. So let's be honest. So, but I mean, it's a blemish on this shit, on his social shit. It's a knock on him, but hopefully he recovers. And
I mean, he was passing out shoes to the school today. 800 pairs of shoes. Says, I promise.
hey man, listen, you know how to get niggas stop talking about you? Give them free shit.
Free shit.
Niggas start talking about you as soon as you give them some free shit. A lot of niggas are skated behind some free shit.
Brian ass in the prison. We all cryotherapy tankers. wait a minute, nigga. We got a shower. Turn the
Ain't no
cold
hot
water.
water.
Niggas just got 2K. I mean, it's 2K16.
You know, it's what we
Welcome
got.
to jail, motherfucker.
It's,
What we got.
it's just crazy. Like, it's just a big ass brush storm. Like,
Yeah.
nothing. Like, talk to this man. If y'all want to interview somebody, don't interview them. Like, they didn't say
Interview the
nothing.
motherfucker that said
that
it.
started the
Yeah.
fire.
Start. Yeah.
Period.
Before we move on, I want to make one last point before we move on, because what Ty said was a big point to me. The fact that Adam Silver took his punk ass out there and told the players, hey, you guys should speak on this. Fuck you. Maury works for y'all.
Right.
He's part of the executive branch of this league. Bitch ass nigga, you ain't got out there and said nothing. Don't make it about us. Because all you really trying to do is flip the pressure to what the players are saying and not what the fucking league is saying.
Right.
The league ain't backed out of deals with China.
Right.
So why the fuck you want the players to go out here and say something, lose their deals with China, but y'all not gonna lose yours? Fuck that, nigga. If we lose, we all lose. Because had it been me, I would have told you, look, I talked to Adam Silver. I threw that nigga name right in that shit. I talked to him. And we agree with Daryl Morey. Now the first 48 the fuck out of Adam Silver.
God damn.
I'm not going down by myself with this shit. Because if I ain't getting paid, nigga, ain't nobody getting paid. If this is about the money,
Akbar.
we gonna do the right thing or it's about the money. Which one we doing?
The educated brother from MIT.
You know what I'm saying?
Basically,
Exactly.
like, you want me to fall on the sword, but y'all not.
Right.
On the back end
Exactly.
deal, y'all not.
You worried about, nigga, fuck that league in China. You know, get a basketball, man, fuck them. They can't hoop no way. Yeah, I mean, the best thing to come out of there, that nigga had 2 bad feet.
Oh my god.
Them niggas can't ball.
Hey, man, come on, man.
So it ain't no Chinese Michael Jordan over there?
No.
Jeez, come on.
You had,
Ain't no Chinese dirt.
fam, a Chinese dude, now I'm not trying to be racist about this, let's be honest though. A Chinese dude had 2 good weeks in the league and the motherfucker went nuts. Jeremy Lin had 2 good weeks in the league and motherfuckers went bananas.
He sold some jerseys.
Exactly, for 2, and he was in New York.
The Warriors, too.
China. That's why they're trying to get over there.
They start handing them motherfuckers out in Happy Meals.
Yeah, that's what he was a big story. He was the Chinese, you know what I'm saying?
They had Chinese
dude.
jerseys and everything.
All that shit. So y'all trying to cash in on China.
Definitely.
That's all it is.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. The league is, that's what I'm saying.
And China, like, I don't give a fuck who y'all is.
China don't give a fuck. We got our own league already. Fuck y'all gonna do? And everybody look raw to us.
And nobody dunking.
And nobody don't give a fuck.
Hey,
Only the
so
big
you
man dunking.
That's what I'm saying.
Niggas
So
playing
you telling
the-
me ain't no Chinese dirt? Ain't no Chinese mic?
Listen, man, they over there
Everybody
playing.
who's close to
Step
that
out
niggas you
Marbury.
just named,
They over there playing glorified games of 21.
I mean, listen, man.
Nigga, you brick your free throw at 20, you go back to
Go back.
50.
That's it. That's it, man. Like,
So you telling me LeVar Ball can go over there and kill?
Yeah, because that nigga never lost
63 a night for the Shanghai Knights. Straight up.
that's it, bud.
Straight up.
So
Triple double every night faithfully.
Come on,
The
man.
league is full of shit, man.
At 3 different positions.
So that's the only thing I'm backing Brian on with that. But his comments were kind of it was off kilter a little bit. But he tried to walk him back in this sweep. But
They say glorified 21.
That's all they do.
That's all they doing.
You know, they're playing pig and shit.
Nigga gotta clear the ball when he get a ball.
Back it out.
No clear. No. What?
And that's just like saying, I know it's not the same, but do you know they got a professional Mexican football league?
Like American style
Turn
football?
this shit off,
Yes.
bro. Turn this
So you
shit.
tell me they got a Mexican
Turn this shit. Turn this shit. Turn it off.
I'm lying.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
You think I'm lying?
Don't be so arrogant and think there ain't somebody over there that's wrong.
The cartels run them motherfucking leagues. All right, I'm done. That was it. That's the only one I had.
Hey, you think I'm okay,
Jerry Cojones. All right,
You stupid, bro.
Enough of this shit.
we done.
All right, man. The rest of this recap,
Kick field goal.
I don't even give a shit about. So you know what?
Mexican football league.
Y'all niggas-
I ain't never heard of no shit like that a day in my life.
It happened. It wouldn't
They got
surprise me.
global.
It wouldn't surprise me. All right, so fuck. We spent a lot of time with LeBron. Let's dive right into the topic this week. All right. There ain't really a whole lot of shit that happened this week as far as recapping the goddamn week. Let me speed through it real quick. Riri basically said Jay-Z can go fuck himself because she ain't doing no Super Bowl and he a fucking sellout.
Damn.
And that's the week. That's what I'm saying. It's pretty much that shit. Oh, and Kanye ain't happy that Kim still dressed like a whore. So, other than that, it's
A whore.
yeah, he's not happy. He's on his journey. She ain't. She's still thotty, and he holy. It is what it is.
Oh boy.
Sprinkle some holy water on that shit.
That's
You
it.
knew what he was getting into.
You knew what you was getting at. That's why I was
You
like,
did.
it ain't really no big thing. But we'll come back to that at some point, I'm sure. All right, man. The topic this week is first of all, let me cover my own bases. The topic this week is brought to you by Mike.
Damn!
Brought to you by Mike.
Hey, the name of this episode is Falling on the Sword.
Hey, I mean, somebody got to do it.
God damn.
Won't be me, nigga.
Don't smoke him.
All right.
Ron already took one L.
Yeah, for real.
It's on you now, Mike.
That's it.
Can I spend the night?
No, so we were talking, right? And as fellas talk, we started talking about dating outside of our race and having sexual activities or whatever with people other than sisters. We're all black men here at this table. For those who don't know,
Wait, Dave, ain't you Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican?
Somebody, oh, you Filipino? My bad.
Wait. For the longest, everybody knew he was black and Puerto Rican.
My
They
bad.
got you said this shit. Black and Filipino.
What?
Remix
That nigga confirmed it.
We all knew he was black and Filipino.
Dave is a creative player.
you're black
Filipino.
and Filipino, right? We knew that already.
We knew
sir.
that.
Apparently, your black ass didn't
No,
know
I
it
knew
either.
too, but I'm
We all
talking.
knew it, but you, nigga.
Yeah, but you
We all
don't say
knew.
Puerto Rican.
Still my nigga though.
Hey, do his hair look sleek? No. No.
Oh my god.
All right, so look.
I'm gonna get my nigga in that football league.
Bruh.
This motherfucker over there.
Dominating.
Domination.
Everybody gonna pick him first too. Right? Black.
Negro.
Honorage, here we come.
All right, so but to the topic, right? I'm trying to get here. Interracial dating, right? Let's start with the first question. Have any of you brothers ever dated? Pay attention to the words I am using here. Have any of you brothers ever dated outside of your race?
I tried.
No.
Wait, you tried?
I tried.
What is try? How do you try?
It's just, and man, that whole process, it was like I literally felt like that woman couldn't say nothing to me. Like
What?
Like I was damn near like walking all over her. Like, and it wasn't even to be rude. I have
First of all, what was she?
from the islands of Caucasus.
For the Caucasus Islands?
Yeah, but
She was a for real Viking.
yeah, everybody that know me know what the prerequisite is.
Oh, she
Everybody,
had big titties?
yeah. I'm like,
double D, huh?
and she,
This
you know,
nigga big Dolly
buy a
Parton.
nigga lunch and all this shit. I'm like, well, damn.
You a thought.
Hey, hey.
So basically, double D's and a Happy Meal to get you there. That's what you said.
I'm going up to a Popeye chicken sandwich.
Okay, Popeye.
I'm going up to a Popeye chicken
Titties
sandwich.
and food is what gets you there.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So you dating
Everybody
Dolly
has that
Parton?
So
standard.
check it out. So look.
A lot of niggas would have wished they
So
dated
look,
Dolly
it
Parton.
was
back in the
a
day.
couple times I ain't answering my phone, and it was just like, well, what were you doing? You weren't answering your phone. I'd be like, bitch, what the fuck you mean? What am I doing not answering my phone? I'm just not answering my goddamn phone. Who are you to question me? And I knew feeling like that the shit wasn't gonna go no further.
Wait a minute. Wait, nigga, wait.
So
You
basically,
cannot-
You can treat her like shit.
Yeah. But you peep the nigga just said it wasn't on purpose. Nigga, that sounds on purpose.
But me,
You're avoiding calls.
it just,
That's purposely done.
it just,
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Dave.
it just, it did,
Making conflict.
it
brother.
did not feel right. It
Okay.
did not feel right.
You weren't
Like,
comfortable in it.
no, I wasn't
I don't mean
comfortable
to
at
cut you
all.
off, but Dave, welcome to our world for calling this nigga out on his shit. Thank you. Go ahead, man.
One of these days, I'm gonna jump across this table and kick the shit out of that bald head ass nigga, man. Anyway, it was very uncomfortable, so I had to walk away.
Okay.
Let it go.
That's the only person you've ever.
That's the
tried
only
to
one I'm
date?
gonna talk about.
Who I'm talking about?
I'm afraid to ask. Shit.
That's the only one I'm gonna talk about.
What about anybody? Keith,
Yeah,
have you
I-
ever dated? No, I haven't either.
I mean,
Ty?
I dated a Latino chick.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You sound so sad.
No, you know, me and her still cool. Me and her still cool. I dated her.
Didn't pull out of that either, did
You got a
you?
baby.
I pulled out. I ain't got no. I pulled out of that one.
Oh,
I
okay.
pulled out of that one. But
Ain't
me
no
and her
Beijing
still
Lance King.
cool. I dated,
She was
I
on the
dated,
shot.
I dated an Asian chick. She was Japanese.
How was that?
That was
The
dope.
yellow fever.
She was.
Oh my god. This motherfucker. Oh,
That's what they call it.
oh my. And you just gonna repeat it. You just gonna repeat it.
Come on, Ty, tell us about that one. We want to hear about the Oriental.
Dope. She was dope. She came from like a well-off family. You know what I'm saying?
She met
So-
your family?
I said she came from a well-off family, so
Oh,
she
of
had
course.
she was bred up. So that was like
You
you know,
didn't have no kid with her?
nah, man, I was in college, brother. I was in college.
And yet and still,
Hey,
So
You
you
know
start
how to pull out
You
the-
start leaving it in until after college.
yes.
So you wait. You ain't got educated first.
Yeah.
Just start leaving it in.
he hustling
Hey,
back.
so
That's how you do it. You get your degree, then you turn into small dick.
Oh, okay. So he hustling backwards.
He said he had to look
so
back.
nah, so she was dope. That was like a cool experience, you know, being submerged into like the culture a little bit, you know, their family traditions and shit like that. It was pretty fun. You know, it was interesting. You learn a lot. You know, their dynamics as far as like, you know,
Did she
them
have
all
you
living
walking
together,
around in a robe,
stuff like
nigga?
that.
The fuck?
Goddamn
I
Oriental
swear,
robe.
man. Hey, man, that's twice, Mike.
What?
That's
You
twice.
gotta get this last samurai shit out your head, man.
That's not Keanu Reeves.
Flying on the sword.
Not
I
Keanu
acted like I was dating the geisha dog.
Jesus Christ, Mike.
The geisha sex dog.
Let me ask you a question. How long was you dating?
I dated her for about a year and a half.
Oh, that was a whole ass relationship.
I said I
He
dated
said he dated this shit.
I said I dated her. I dated her for about a year and a half. The Latino chick, I dated her for about 2 years. But me and her was like off and on. Like we
And
dated
you
straight
ain't
for like
had
2
no
years,
kids by nothing.
and then we was like off and on. Like I run into her,
Let me tell you
we get
something.
cool, and you know,
Let
man.
me tell you something on some real shit. The fact that you didn't have a kid by a Spanish woman, is surprising.
And she was on birth control. So
Yeah, she had the shot. I was just she had the
let
shot.
Ty know.
So yeah, so I mean, it was some cool experiences. You know what I'm saying?
What about you, Dave? You ever? Well, you.
Well,
First of all,
you,
you always-
you black and Filipino, so
Filipino.
I'm sure it doesn't hit the same.
I mean-
no way.
I mean, there's a bear shit in the woods at this point.
Come on, man, you got-
I've dated it all.
It all.
What was your favorite one? Give us the most interesting story.
Outside of a sister.
Outside of the
Outside of
sister.
a
Give us the
sister.
most interesting story.
I dated this Mexican girl when I had first moved to San Diego in '99, and she was just hella cool. Like I had first moved back to San Diego, and she was really just like showing your boy the city, just really like taking me places, hooking me up, everything. So everything's cool. We slowly getting to know each other, you know, whole nine. But I'm always just like, this chick always bouncing out like random ass times and shit. Like, she'd be like, oh, you can stay tonight? I'm like, cool. Okay. I wake up like 3 a.m, go take a, piss, get up. She ain't here. Like not like she not in the bedroom or nothing.
She left you in her house.
Man.
She not in the house at all?
Not on the block.
She left you in her house.
Man.
Damn.
Left me in her house.
For days at a time?
Nah, just, like I would wake up 3 a.m. I said, wake up, and she gone for like 4 or 5 hours. Like,
shit.
It's some weird random shit. So finally I just got at her. I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, these disappearing acts, in the middle of the night. Like, bitches, you a vampire? What are you doing? Like,
Just leaving the feed.
Wolf hunting.
Needless to say,
She was doing some other things?
Yeah, she was in some other things.
That nigga was fucking the plug.
Hey, let's just say she was helping some people get some shit across the border. Yeah, exactly. So it was a little strange, but I mean, we had a good ass time. She hella cool.
Did you try to get her to stop?
Hell no. That's not for me to
trying to save her.
If they were trying to do that, David would have been somewhere in Tijuana.
You seen Sicario? What the fuck I look like hanging up on somebody's damn building or some shit because I tried to tell her to stop.
All right, so
it's like
let me
Drake
ask.
trying to cure strippers.
Yeah, he be trying.
Yeah.
He be trying to save them.
Fuck them.
And they came in with a cake.
Man, nigga,
Before you
never.
go, question,
I ain't got the
have
money.
you dated like a Filipino that was just like into her culture?
Mm-hmm.
How was that? You
guess
know you have. That's what
I was about to say, it
Even though
really
you
didn't
have-
even
okay.
trip off me because knowing, a lot of Filipino culture, you just kind of be like, okay.
That's
Fall
what
right
it's
in
like,
line
is
with
it,
it.
Right.
is it like, did you see like...
I mean, her family would kind of look at you funny. And
That's
then
what I'm saying,
and then, it'd be
that's
like,
what I'm
oh, they
thinking.
looking at me funny, like, oh, who's this dude? Then they look at me a little closer and be like, wait a minute. Got a big ass nose just like us. You okay, David? Sit down, David.
David.
Once they start calling you David with a B instead of a B, you already know you good. When they start spelling your name D-A-B-I-D instead of D-A-V, you know you good.
David.
So let me ask y'all this, right? So clearly you guys have already also had, interracial sex and all that kind of shit. Did you guys ever feel like you guys were fetishized at all? Like they only fucked with y'all because they had this fetish for black men and wanted to experience black men?
Yes and no. For me, sleeping with women of other races I never really tripped off of it like that. Like I just looked at it like it was sex. For them, I know there was some shit. I've been asked some weird ass questions. I've been asked, by women of other races, is it
a difference?
Right. But then, like, certain crazy shit, too, like, do you like being called a nigga during sex? And
What?
And I'm like, my first thought was, well, ain't that kind of normal? But then at the same time, too, I'm thinking to myself, I've only had sex at the time with black women, so, But then you hear shit like, but you know what? I think it's more or less those questions being asked by other people or other races, in my opinion, was just them being curious. Mm-hmm. It was just a curiosity thing. It wasn't like them saying, "Can I call you a nigga?" They wasn't getting at me like that. They was more or less asking, like, "Is that the normal?" Mm-hmm. So
it would have been weird if, like, just say if you were sleeping with the Caucasus, the Caucasus Mountains lady. If she was like, I want to role play, I need you to be the slave and I'm the hot. Would it have been weird to y'all? I'm just asking. Would it have been weird?
What kind of shit?
Listen.
I'm going to need you to change your porn. That's
No,
what I'm saying.
The reason I'm asking is this, right? So I was reading this story where this white dude was dating this black chick.
I saw this.
And what happened was she wanted to role play. She wanted him to be the slave master, and she the slave. No lie. And it went all bad. So that's why I'm just asking, like, if that shit happened, would you be freaked out, really and truly? Would you?
Hell yeah. But I think at the same time, too, like, I think those are extreme cases.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, in all the times I've ever been in some sexual situation was like some role playing going on, it was never no shit like that.
Slave and slave master.
Yeah, it was never like, can you be the big
Beat
blood?
the fuck.
Right.
This is some shit that shouldn't
I
arouse
need you to be the big nigga who picks up all the cotton, and I'm be, you know, Miss Mary
Some
Sue
shit you
Bell
shouldn't
and
even be
shit.
able to get. I'm not getting hard
Yeah,
during
I'm
that.
not finna. Yeah.
So, Mike, did you ever feel fetishized by the
Funny
lady with the big titties?
Funny
the big pink
thing,
nipples?
she asked me afterwards. She was like, "Well, would you be okay with having sex with me? Because I've had sex with 2 other black guys, and I want to confirm."
Confirm.
Yeah, no, bitch. What are we confirming? I'm not about to fuck. I seen your titties. Got what I came for, and I can't. Socially, we are a bad mix.
You didn't want that pink meat?
I didn't want that pink meat.
That raw pork?
No, I didn't want that. I couldn't. No,
You
I,
smashed the white girl?
no, I didn't do it.
Mike, you.
Just titties and Happy Meals.
Yeah, that was it.
Food and titties.
That was it. I mean, no, man, 'cause
Movies and burgers.
that would
Cheap date, man.
have fucked me up socially. I'd have been a straight nigga had I.
I guess I was straight nigga then.
I was saying, what about you, Ty? Well, no, you were in relationships.
Yeah, Tom,
I mean,
yours
he
was
was
a
in
little-
Well, my relationships, I've actually smashed like some other chicks.
No, I know. Did you ever feel like they only fucked you because you were black,
that
though?
nigga was trying to get a
the
black
Asian
belt.
chick, I thought so. I mean,
Japanese chick or the?
Well, she is Japanese, so
Did
yeah,
she
so
train
her-
you?
Huh?
Did the Japanese chick train you? She trained you?
Train you?
She trained you?
What?
Any
You
gra-
to change your porn too.
Yeah. Like, what's the fuck?
She just-
Like,
any-
did she teach you how to use a fork?
Any grapples?
But oh my god,
What's wrong with this nigga?
Nigga.
no, it was interesting because like, you know, she told me when me and her first started like talking and we started dating and shit, she was like, "You're literally the first black guy I've ever dated." Like, you know, she was like, "You know, black guys talk to me, but I'm not really interested, but like, you know, like for some reason I want to talk to you," type thing. Like, cool. And it was like seeing her adjust to like shit that was going on in my house, like, you know, like, man, it was funny, right? It was funny, but it was like, you know, it was some real shit. Like, you know, my mom is hella, you know, my mom is from the South. She hella old school.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That wouldn't
So, you know,
work
so,
out
like,
well.
Oh, she can't use a comb.
You know, so,
What?
Man. Don't bring her home. Don't bring her home. She can't use a comb.
That is the thing we've heard.
That is the thing. You ain't never heard that?
Ever in life.
So basically, what?
Never.
Really? You never
Never.
heard that?
And my family's from the South.
Man, don't
Bro.
bring her home. She
Shit.
can't use a comb.
Fuck them being from the South. That's just
That's
black
right.
saying.
That's it.
but shit like, you know, like the women making the men's plates and stuff like that, you know, or like engaging in conversation with the women and stuff like that. Like, she like the plate thing she was cool with, but actually like sitting down and having conversations.
Oh, yeah.
And she was in that motherfucker like this. Like, I ain't moving. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Damn.
I don't want to say
But
nothing.
speak when spoken.
Right? And
But
you know,
also gotta realize that culture. It's like if they're true in their culture, it's
Yeah.
a lot of shit that they don't do that we do here.
Yeah.
so like with the elders, like they don't really speak much. Right? And so like let's say like everybody's sitting there having a conversation, they like trying to engage her and she just like one word answers and stuff like that. And so it was so funny, it was like a huge adjustment for her. So and then like when I was going around her family, you know, they would like all talk to me and stuff. You know, and I'm just like, I'm a social dude. So
Where the
like,
barbecue
I'm just, like,
sauce
talking. You know?
This nigga putting butter and sugar on the rice and shit.
You know, and it's crazy because it's
Motherfucking fried rice hit different with some sugar on it.
but it's funny
Putting on
because
the goddamn chicken.
because I remember I went to her family's house. I went to her family's house for dinner, and they fried chicken, right? And they literally fried
knew you
chicken.
was coming.
Because you know what I'm coming, right? It was like we fried chicken because we figured you like chicken. I don't really eat chicken like that. I don't eat fried chicken like that. Right? So I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, you know, my parents, they fried chicken because they thought you would like it. I'm like, yeah.
They had watermelon slices.
I was about to say, hey, if they'd have broke out
watermelon slices. What'd you
They
do?
did?
That's what they didn't.
I'm about to say you should have flipped the
I'm about to say,
motherfucking
Lord.
table over then. It's time to flip this motherfucker over there at
But-
the watermelon slices.
But it definitely was like an interesting experience. It was hella cool. You know what I said? Like just blending with cultures and stuff like that. It was interesting. I mean, I love my sisters though. So
Ty broke her ass in and all of a sudden dumped her ass.
Let me ask y'all this, right, y'all? So you felt like you were fetishized a little bit, right, Mike?
Yeah.
And Ty, you
I think so.
in the beginning, then turned into some other shit, and y'all actually, you know, had this weird ass romance. All right, so but here's the thing though, because we are men, right, and we view shit a little differently. Did you give a fuck that you were fetishized? And if a chick came, look, you're black. I heard great things about black men. I want to fuck because you're black, right? And she got all the weaponry you like, Mike. She got the titties and all that kind of shit.
Every fucking week, that nigga.
Listen, this gotta make decisions. You know what I'm saying? Difficult, nigga.
Come on, man.
Does it bother you though? Would you still do it if she was attractive? And I ain't saying she was some old sloppy ass. Physically, she looked decent, good, whatever. Had the weaponry you wanted, but you knew she only wanted to fuck you because you were black. Are you rolling?
I ain't rolling.
You're not rolling.
I ain't rolling.
Well, we know Ty rolling.
Ty is rolling. I let you know, Ty is rolling.
Ty's down with
I
all
do
the
not give a
shenanigans.
fuck. Hey, you want to mess with me because I'm black? Let me show you what this black man do.
9
Let me
months.
show you. See, the good thing, I all my kids about two people. They two people, right? So I did good. Many chicks, I did good. I did good. I didn't shoot up the club every time. Not every time.
Okay. All right.
That's that. I'm lucky because when I went
probably
through my
pray
whole
a lot.
phase, I went through my whole phase at 25. Because I went through my whole phase at 25.
You're spraying prayer.
So luckily nothing happened. When I was on my whole phase, I did some wild shit. I came out unscathed. You know what I'm saying? It was when I actually, met my kid's mom. My oldest kid's mom is when she caught me. Right? I was like, God damn it.
Oh, she caught you.
Yeah. Peep that up.
It was her fault. It was her fault,
That was
man.
her fault.
What-
You wouldn't let
It was too
in.
good.
No, I was trying to get up. She wouldn't let me.
We already know that.
She held me down.
We talked about this last
I
week.
know, but I'm just
We
saying.
already know.
Motherfucker said, "Oh, your shit too good. I couldn't make it out." That was this nigga here.
What about you, Keith? If she tell you, know what I'm saying, you the blackest nigga in the room right now. Well,
Easy.
You and Mike is close.
That nigga got me beat. Full shade.
I don't know about no faux shades, nigga.
That nigga
But
look like that.
if she come to you, you got the bald head and shit, the thick beard, you know what I'm saying? She come to you on some real Isaac Hayes ass shit and tell you that she like Isaac, always wanted to fuck Isaac. You the closest thing to Isaac. The only reason she want to fuck with you because you a black dude. You smashing or you telling her to kick rocks?
Fuck no, bitch. Go fuck with Isaac. Go dig up his body.
Maurice Walnut.
Fuck out of here.
And I'm sure Dave is fucking.
Yeah.
Dave,
I always want to fuck with a flip. Let's go.
Dave is
Let's go.
fucking. Okay.
What about you?
I am not.
you got.
I'm not into being fetishized like that. You gotta sell it different. You know what I'm saying? At least fool me, but no.
Yeah. Trick a nigga. Something.
It's like, all they got to do is put the titties in some food and you good.
All titties and hot pockets.
Pepperoni hot pocket.
But you know what I noticed though?
value meal.
What I noticed though,
Two cheeseburgers.
when I used to sell cars, right? We used to get Indian folk come in with the dots, right?
Oh my god.
No, but that's
Did
what
you
they
really? Time out.
What is you doing?
Right.
that's what they say.
What are you
Who
doing?
says that?
That was the fucking lingo we even used at work.
In front of them?
Yes.
No.
Listen.
Where the fuck is HR at right now? Like, for real, blood?
And look, the cold part.
This is number 3.
The cold part.
This is number 3.
The cold part is that shit used to be said at the job all the time.
And y'all thought it was okay?
They thought it was. I thought, okay, well, we know who they are or how to identify them, and I thought they was cool with it. Well, my bad.
Oh my god.
Wait. How do you identify the Indian person? Look for the red dot.
Bro, you are wilding today.
Well, look, listen, just listen, right? So,
my God.
selling them cars, right? When deal done, you shake everybody's hand. You should reach out to the wife, and she'll look at your hand like, "I'm not touching you." They're not allowed to touch other men, and that shit used to blow my motherfucking mind. Like, it was Like the women.
Not you saying that didn't blow your mind. Just them not touching you.
Well, no, them not touching my hand. I'm trying to. We came to an agreement. I sold you a car.
She
Goddamn
probably
it.
heard you call him a dot.
Yeah.
A red dot.
I didn't call them that. They did. I'm thinking, okay, well,
What you gonna say in here?
I hear this nigga go. Now all of a sudden,
Jesus Christ.
I just want to say this nigga part of the United Nations.
When smoke start coming,
We gonna send
because of
your
what
ass
you
back to the
saying,
Congo.
right?
Oh,
All
my
right, you gonna be the first Daryl Morey of this podcast.
So anyway, that always got me, and the fact that
Come on, man.
skip me, but I'm
All right, can we go to birds and salutes now?
hell no. I'm gonna say this last part.
Come on.
Our own motherland folk don't fuck with us, like, because we're Americanized. That could be it, but
What you mean that could be? That is it.
but they don't give niggas no love at all. So all
But that's not our fault.
it's not.
Whose fault is it?
I don't know.
How the fuck is it our fault?
I say stereotypes.
That's basically all it is, man. It's a stereotype thing because what I've learned from talking and listening to other Africans actually talk, they hear the same stories that white people put out about us.
Yeah.
We're lazy, we don't work hard, and all that kind of shit. And they come over here chasing the American dream, and they have a vision that, okay, American blacks are just lazy. Until they get here, right, and hit them same motherfucking roadblocks we've been running into this whole time.
Right.
Now, like, oh, they're not lazy, they just not allowing certain shit.
I mean, I think that's hella obvious.
Hey,
It's not obvious you're from a
first of all,
different country.
hey, try to talk to an Ethiopian. See how far you get.
Oh, that never.
But you see what I'm saying?
I actually, never mind. I know somebody that's dating an Ethiopian woman.
But what I'm saying is they look at it as totally different.
It's a different thing.
Like,
But the further you get removed, you know what I'm saying, down the line, as they have kids, if they've been here,
Yeah, I'm about to say
it changes.
yeah.
It flips.
The more they're American,
my partner
Exactly.
was dating a Native American woman, like from junior high through high school, and in some college, right? And the family broke the shit up because she had an arranged marriage. That nigga was destroyed.
I mean,
that's
a long
that's a long ass relationship.
He
long
was
commitment,
fucked up
Yeah,
behind
but
that.
what can you say? Like,
Yeah,
culture.
I mean, you gotta eat it. You got to,
Yeah.
but that was like,
I mean, shit. If he was destroyed, imagine what she was.
yeah.
She was probably hurt the same way. She
Yeah,
gotta
and then you
live
go
and
fuck with
force
this nigga. Yeah, you don't even like him,
You
but
don't
you,
even know him.
yeah.
That's crazy, man. But different
It's
cultures
Akeem.
do different shits, man. Yeah, same
Yes, I
shit.
can.
I don't know if I could do that.
What, arranged marriage?
Yeah.
Well, she had big titties.
I was gonna say.
Come on, man. Y'all can't keep exactly. Y'all niggas. Hey, listen, man. Y'all
Okay.
But niggas
They
know your
came to
type.
you. She had big titties and all the lobster tail you can eat.
That's fucked up, man. That is
Yeah.
fucked.
That nigga love lobster tail.
Go give me a thing of butter.
Clarify.
Have us some
Thing of butter and a marriage.
So you gonna have blue dot lobster tails and big titties?
We gonna
And you
have
gonna say I do?
and it's gonna be a party in that motherfucker.
Just keep the lobster coming.
Yeah,
Everybody
it's
be
gonna
happy.
be a party.
right,
$92
man.
a week at Costco.
All right, well, let's get to these birds and salutes, man. Before we get out of here, you want to get it going first?
I got a bird, man, for that fan that punched Myles Garrett in the face.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, a fan jumped out of his car and acted like he was going to take a picture with Myles Garrett and punched him in the face.
Like, was it just
Just fucking ignorant.
Yeah.
no?
Just fucking ignorant. And my thing is, had that big black dude whooped his ass,
It would have been.
it would have been a big thing. He's being sued
problem.
for millions
Right.
and all that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? And these people wonder why, like DeMarcus Lawrence is being a dickhead. But when some athletes don't fuck with people like that, you know what I'm saying? It's this kind of shit right here. And I'm not saying it's a constant thing, but a motherfucker got every right to be worried about his safety. You know what I'm saying? One of these big ass bodyguards I got tie your ass up in a pretzel knot, you know what I'm saying, for trying to pull some slick shit, then I wouldn't feel sorry for a motherfucker.
ASAP Rocky situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What about you, Ty? Got a bird and salute this week?
My bird is to Mr. Dean. This is the police officer who shot Tatiana Jefferson while she was playing video games with her nephew at 2:00 in the morning. I just don't understand how a wellness check turns into you pulling your gun and shooting through a window with a flashlight. I've had a wellness check done before on me because I was drunk as hell and came in the house and left my door open, left my garage open, and left my front door open. And you know what? The police came in through the garage and through the door, right? But they announced themselves and did not pull a goddamn gun for some reason because, unfortunately, for my black ass, they actually was smart and trained properly. I'm assuming, but. You know, it's ridiculous at this point. You gotta throw all of goddamn Fort Worth, Dallas police, Texas police, period. Just throw them motherfuckers in the trash, man. These motherfuckers just don't know what the fuck to do. Yeah, I mean, you talk about like they gotta be retrained. I mean, just throw all them up. Don't fuck retraining them. Throw all them motherfuckers away and start the shit brand new. Like this shit's ridiculous. I mean, 2 innocent people in the last couple of years. This is ridiculous.
About you, Keith.
Well, I'm gonna piggyback off his, but mine is actually salute.
Okay.
So how swift they got this shit going? Like, hey, you resign. All right, here go these charges. You know what I'm saying? You're charged with murder.
Was
Swift
the cop black or
he was white?
White cop.
He was a white cop. So it's a trip. That's why I gave a salute. They showed the video. I've never seen them put out a video so fast. That's one thing I'm like, damn, that's, you know, so everything is moving according how it's supposed to, how any trial's supposed to. You kill somebody, regardless you a cop or not, resign or not, like, look. And that's my salute right there, how swift it's moving.
All right, what about you, Dave? You got a bird to salute? You don't have to have one, but you know.
My salute, actually, I'm gonna give LeBron some credit. Too often we expect LeBron and people like him in his position to be the ones to say all the right things, be the saviors, be the ones who are continuously supposed to be the ones fighting the fight. When the reality is that them niggas, well, let me not say them niggas, but them dudes is just everyday dudes like the rest of us. I'm not expecting LeBron, AD, or any of these other professional athletes to go overseas and all of a sudden turn into foreign diplomats. That's not their job.
right?
They came over there with the thought to do something, and now all of a sudden they got to do all this other extra shit. That's not fair to them. That's not fair to Hong Kong's, the people who live over there, as well as their government. We got to stop expecting these players to be everything that they're not. You know, just because we got this dipshit president in office who's doing everything that he's not supposed to be doing, you can't be expecting players to be in the same mindset. So, shout out to LeBron. You know, even though he didn't have to say nothing, he went out there, he said it, caught flack for it. He's used to catching hell, though. So, you know, once the season starts, he'll be focused on what he's doing. But for right now, I tip my hat to him. He didn't have to say shit, but he did. And he caught hell for it.
What's up? All right, I'm going to give a salute. I want to give a salute to Simone Biles. We all know how talented this young lady is. She over the weekend she won her 25th world medal. She
That was a record.
And set a record. And of course she's not done yet, so there's gonna be more records to come. But this young lady is changing the game of gymnastics to the point where she's adding more difficulty to all her routines, to where the federation is basically telling other gymnasts don't even try the shit she's doing because it's a danger to you. Only she can pull these off. We don't even know how she's pulling them off. But nobody else try this because we can't cover the insurance if you break it.
You know it's a trip. I mean, I know we're about to cut, but if you see a trend, what's the girl name? Coco Gauff. You know, all these minorities is coming to the forefront of all these sports. You know, and women at that. And women at that. Like it's dope to me. Like they're really coming to the forefront, and they're getting recognized for it.
This is what happens when you let black people get that privilege.
You let us in the door, we're kicking it off the hinges.
We're going to kick it off the hinges.
Right off.
Kick it off the hinges.
All right, man. Anybody got any last words before we get up out of here? No, you know what? No, we don't. We don't. We getting out of here. We want to thank y'all for listening. We want to thank Dave for coming through, hanging out with us.
Yes, sir.
And we will holler at y'all next week.
Peace.